All right, here we go on our little excursion here. The sun is kind of trying to pop in and out here. It's about -5 or so. The dog's going crazy. I like to keep her on a leash until we get on the trail. So it should be warmer at this time of the year. We're going through a little cold snap. We're supposed to potentially get a little dusting of snow this afternoon, which is kind of why it's cloudy. Make sure the camera's straight here. So I don't know if you can see the GPS. I brought it. I never usually bring it, but just so we can mark our elevation here. So it says 704, 705 feet above sea level. So we're going to be checking in with that periodically so we can track our climb. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too bad on the trail. The weather hasn't been fantastic of late. Usually by this time, because it gets warm during the day, the trail gets all nicely packed. Last weekend was just a disaster. We had gotten some snow. I only went up on Sunday last weekend. We had gone up on Sunday. Some snow had come down Saturday, and the trail was not fun because it was all loose powdery snow on the top, which makes it very hard to walk. The dog is pulling like crazy. Okay, stop pulling. Stop pulling. Stop pulling. Jeez, she's so strong. This is just a lightweight leash here that goes in my pocket. So it's not good for handling her. All right, so I don't see any snowmobile tracks. So nobody's gone up recently. We've had a few dustings of snow during the week as well. All right, come on. That way you don't rip my arm off here. Ow. So we'll see what the trail's like. It still feels very powdery. Put my gloves on. It's always a little chillier as we get behind the mountain here. So one of the we have done an episode. I don't know if you can see. We did do an episode talking about winter hiking. Talked about the boots. Talked about the gaiters. I do now wear crampons. And this was a result of going up the mountain a couple years ago. So again, as I mentioned, we have gone up the mountain before. We have done a video about going up here. I'd like to do one next year because I want to go to a different spot. We're going to go to the same spot we normally do, which is, so that is Mount McRae. So these are the Nor'Wester Mountains. The bigger mountain that's over there is Mount McKay, which is the most prominent one. This is Mount McRae. A lot of the mountains are named after the early Scottish settlers in the area. So Mount McKay, Mount McRae, and you can see sort of this mountain attached to the backside here of Mount McRae. So this is, people call this Lost Mountain, and so we are going to be going up to a lookout that is on the west side of this sort of adjacent mountain. So I believe these are mesas. They're mountains. I have this debate with my wife all the time because she's like, they're not really mountains because they don't look like mountains. She's probably gonna yell at me for talking like that. They're not mountains because they don't look like the mountains, like when you go to, you know, Western Canada, or you go to Europe and you see the Alps and things like that. They don't look like them. Well, Geography with Dave moment. These are very old mountains, okay? So We're on the Canadian Shield, the Precambrian Shield, the Laurentian Shield. So these mountains were formed in the Precambrian period, geologically speaking. So they are more than 4 billion years old. So these mountains at one time were just as high, if not higher, than mountains like the Rocky Mountains, or the mountains of the Western Cordillera, the Rockies just being one set in Western Canada. They were just as high as those mountains. They've been worn down over billions of years due to weathering and erosion. So I think they resemble a little bit more like mesas as opposed to mountains. So kind of these flat-topped mountains that are not super high, but certainly high enough. So the trail here skirts along the side, the northern side of the mountain here, and it does get a little bit chilly in here. Now that we are into late March, the sun is much higher, but in the wintertime, especially like November till about February, you don't really see the sun. So on sunny days, we would be in pretty much darkness now because the sun would actually be below the level of the mountain. Yeah, so trail's not bad. Don't have that fresh snow that we had last week, but it should be more packed by now. So what'll happen is you get really warm days and then it'll cool off at night and you get this nice hard crust that makes it easier to walk on. It's still a little soft. We're going through kind of this cool period, which is actually affecting a lot of Canada. And so today is the 28th of March. And it hasn't really warmed up. We're not getting warm days like it should be above zero every day. And I think today's supposed to be like maybe 0 or -1. I think tomorrow's supposed to be like +2. We're gonna record. We're gonna come up the mountain tomorrow morning and we're gonna record that tomorrow morning too. And we're gonna see which one turns out better. So I'm using my newer camera here, which shoots in HDR, high dynamic range. So we'll see how that, I haven't ever used it in the snow, and there's not really too much sun today. So there's not really an issue with shadows, so we'll see in any case. Come on, Lynn. We play this game, me and Luna, of who's in front. So she'll be in front and then she'll stop and I'll go by and then I can feel her like right on my heels. And then she'll go scooting around me. So again, no snowmobile traffic recently. And the snowmobiles are, again, really important because they help pack the trail. My eye's itchy. Don't want to rub my eye because if you're somebody like me who wears contacts, and there's a good chance when you rub your eye, you knock your contact out, which is not good, especially where we are right now. So there are people that do ice climbing. They will climb up this face, and right over there, we passed it earlier, there's a spot in the V between the two mountains where there's basically a landslide. There was a rock slide. Some of the material came down. People will climb up there. but periodically you'll see these little trails going off. This one's covered in snow, but you'll see these little trails going off that people will use to get to the base of the mountain. Hopefully the video is turning out okay. I'm always paranoid with this head strap. So I just actually have 2 pieces of new gear with me. So I'm wearing a new base layer. I have a new Under Armour base layer. We've done 1K. And I also ordered a headband. And the reason being, I don't know if we'll use it today, but when it's warm enough, I start to overheat. So you can see somebody's gone up that way. I start to overheat, and then my glasses start to fog up. So I have to take my toque off, or my cap, or beanie for non-Canadian viewers. And then what happens is, because I have no hair, and I start to sweat, and the sweat starts rolling down into my face. So I bought a headband. So that helps present that situation. Yeah. So Luna's, she's still pretty spry for almost 8. She'll be 8 in the beginning of May. May 4th. That's when we got her. That's the date the boys picked for her birthday, because we didn't know exactly when she was born. Sorry, May 4th. May 4th, not May 8th, May 4th. And some of you will know the significance of May the 4th be with you. The boys were quite young at the time and into those kind of things. My glasses are already starting to fog up a little bit. I don't know if I'll be taking my toque off. It's still kind of chilly. Yeah, the trail's a little bit soft here. Just haven't had enough melt and then freeze here, and some snowmobiles to pack it down. Better than last week. Come on, Lynn. We'll see how long our batteries last for. Come on. We're gonna be turning momentarily and start our vertical ascent. There she goes. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Come on. Lots of the trees along the path here have been bent in. We've had some wet snowfalls and some freezing rain. I don't ever remember a winter with so much freezing rain. Like, that's not a thing that usually happens a lot here, but we've had quite a number of instances. I was just having that conversation a day or two ago with one of my colleagues at work. She's a instructional leader or department head like I am, whereas I'm social science and she's science. And we were talking about climate change, and she was commenting about all the ice, freezing rain and ice pellets and that we've had this year, which is very unusual. All right, so we're starting to climb here. So before, there used to be a trail that kind of went that way, and you're going to see there's another branch of the trail that goes this way, but I'm not sure if there's a new property owner there or if the existing property owner had decided that they didn't want people coming through, so they've posted this side, so there's a little nook of private property here. Where we are here, this is all part of Fort William First Nation. So it's the First Nation Reserve here adjacent to the city of Thunder Bay. Part of the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850. Hang on, let's go up. And this is what I got my crampons for. Sometimes this is just like ice. Yeah, I'm coming. Actually, I got them, when I got them 2 years ago, the problem was that year we didn't get very much snow. And the snow that was on the trail all turned to ice. So it was literally just ice on some of these uphill spots. And there was no way you could walk. What the heck did you see? Squirrel. Come on, Missy. Come on. Once we get on, well, this trail is going to connect to another branch that comes up from a nearby road a little bit further to the west. And once we get there, the trail is usually more well used. Lots more people come up from that branch than from this one. Lots of tree fall this year. Lots of high winds and some of that freezing rain and stuff. Lots of broken branches and trees down on the trail. So you can see here, nobody's come up here since last weekend. Just some sort of animal. Was it last weekend or before? There was one point, there was quite a bit of deer traffic. It looked like a pretty decent sized herd of deer had come through. Yeah, some sort of animal off into the bush. All right, gloves are off. Starting to overheat a bit here. Maybe I will have to use the headband. Stone like this is hard to walk. There's a bit of a good base underneath, but that snow on the top doesn't provide good traction. Yeah, we are definitely fogging up the lenses of the glasses. Come on, Lenny. Come on. There's no, at least in here, there's no breeze. And that's why my glasses are fogging up. we'll ride them out as long as I can here. So momentarily here we're going to get to our first split in the trail. There's quite literally a spider web of trails up here. Looks quite crazy, sound like Elmer Fudd. It looks quite crazy when I look at it on my GPS software. So we're going to, on the way down, we're going to take this branch, but for now we're going to go up this branch. Okay, let's have a look at our elevation. I don't know if you can see that. About 916, 17, close to 20. So we've already gone up 200 feet according to the GPS. I'm completely fogged up. Okay, let me get to the top here. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna have to take my toque off. Otherwise I can't see anything. All right, we got a fresh battery in the camera. Toque is off. A little cold on the top of my head, but I was overheating. It's kind of one of those goofy days today where it's hot, it's warm enough that it's cold enough that you need a few layers, but then you feel like you're overheating with those layers on. Now the top of my head is cold. Once we get to the top, I generally find that and you start coming down, it's you're not as sweating as much, and you're not getting as hot. So my glasses don't fog up. Yeah, this kind of sucks in this snow here. Yeah. Well, somebody came up from there, which is not a very often used trail. So we're going over there. I'll show you in a moment. We get a better view up here. Come on. Maryland. Come on. Settle. How you doing? Hey, settle. Okay, you good? All right, so we got to go up there. There's an open spot that you can see in between the trees. That's our destination. You can see here the trail's in better shape with more snowmobile traffic. Okay, we'll do another elevation check here momentarily. Oh, that wind is cold. So here you can see there's a creek that comes down on the trail that we're going to go up on. And whenever it's warm, it basically starts flowing. And you can see water starts appearing in here. The creek is actually over there, but some of it comes through here. All right, we're going to be going to the left. We're going to come back on the right. What does that say? 1006. All right. So we've come up 300 feet. And now is the big climb. We got this big climb, and then we got another big climb. Crap. I'm starting to, glasses are starting to fog up again. And the problem is with this head strap on, it makes it harder to wipe them down. Oh no, I can take them off. I need to buy some anti-fog spray. Yeah, the trail's better than it was last week. You can see how much snow we've had. Once you get off the trail, it's thigh deep. Last 2 winters ago, we had no snow to speak of. We got a big dump literally around this time of March. We had like over 30 centimeters, and that was more snow than we got all winter. Last year wasn't too bad. It was about normal. This year it seems like we get these, we've had a few bigger snowfalls, but it seems like we get a lot of more frequent smaller snowfalls, you know, 5 centimeters here, 10 centimeters there, and all starts to add up. So if you've ever watched the previous episode that I did up the mountain, I used to, when the kids were younger, I think I started 2008. Ethan would have been 3. Started pulling the boys up the mountain in the toboggan. So Ethan first, and then I don't know when I started with Noah, and if he was 2, I used to pull them up here. So walking up, and then 2 kids in a toboggan or sled, a wood sled, for those of you non-Canadians. It was quite the workout. Because, now granted, I am a little bit older than I was before. So it's been like 18 years since I started going up here with the boys. It's it feels hard just by myself. If you want to go, go. But go. See, this she does. And she turns around and stares at me. Yeah, that's kind of these goofy days. My glasses keep fogging up. This part I remember being brutal. There's a really steep section here. And I was just wearing like winter boots. I got a much better setup now with these crampons. You get much better traction. We get a little bit higher, you get a bit better view. Yeah, this isn't bad here. The trail's nice and packed. You get a good grip. So this is this creek here that I mentioned a few minutes ago. It's literally, the trail is built right on the creek. Sometimes people will, not this year, but there is a trail that goes up on the bank there. And you can kind of bypass this section. So the trail's like literally right there. Oh, glasses are completely fucked up. Okay, let's pause for a second. Wipe the glasses. Pretty decent view up here. As you can see, so lots of traffic. Sometimes the snowmobiles will come through here, but usually they'll go up the other way, which is the way we'll come down. All right, we'll do an elevation check here. So right now, the GPS is saying 1265, 1266. So that means we've come up 260 feet since we split from the trail. So now we've got the steepest climb section. Go, Lynn. Go. Come on, go. Lynn, come. So the trail continues this way, and I'll show you where this trail comes out on our way down. Let's go. Good girl. Now this is where the trail gets a little funner, because it's very funner, more fun. It's very narrow, and you can see in spots, and it's because the snow's so deep, people have stepped off the trail and you literally sink down You gotta watch where you put your feet. Go. I usually want her out in front because she's faster than me. Go, Lynn. All right, here we go. We got quite a ways to go up. So we were at 1266, 1265. Let's see where we're at. Come on, let's go. There go the glasses again. All fogged up. Oh yeah, this is so much easier than last week. The sun beats on here, so you get a nice crust. What is that? Is somebody barf? Some of the snow is going away because this log is a bit of a landmark here. Earlier this winter, you couldn't even see this log. It was buried in snow. And sometimes it's sticking out completely. Take the glasses off. I can't see anything. So these, like somebody slid down here on their butt. Thank God I got the crampons. Look, this is all ice here. Last week, with the fresh snow and the sun was out, and it was like, I don't know, 1 or 2 degrees, the snow was melting and sticking to the bottom of my crampons, which is quite annoying. Come on. Whew. You know, I do this every weekend, but it's still a killer. Give you the panorama here. We got to go up to the top of that ridge. Come on. Come on. If it warms up in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to see bare ground here on the trail. The sun hits this side of the mountain pretty hard. Come on. Come on. Go. Come on, Lynn. There's a big rock up there. That means we've reached the top. There's Loch Lomond over there. Now we're gonna see better. Last uphill here. Come on, go. Come on. Come on, Looney. Race ya. Oh, this is a burn. You win. Let's check the heart rate. Elevation 1487. 220 feet in a very short distance. Ooh. Heart rate's going 168. That's getting your heart rate up. Usually it's like 160. Okay, let's catch your breath for a second. Come on, go. All right, we are on the summit of the mountain here. You can see the beautiful view. There's a hill here on the other side. You can see Loch Lomond ski hill, which is one of the ski hills in the area. We used to have a bunch. Used to be 5, now we have 2. So there used to be Loch Lomond, and then on the next one over, there used to be Big Thunder, which they used to do ski jumping too. There was Candy Mountain over that way. There was Mount McKay on the next mountain over, and then there's Mount Baldy, which is north of the city in Shunya. So times change. Okay, hopefully the glasses won't fog up as much now that we're at the top and we're not breathing so hard. We've almost done 3 kilometers. You want to go? Go. All right, see what happens when you step off. Come on, go. Goofy dog. Come on. Come on. Yeah, they're still fogging up a bit. Again, usually up here on this slope here, there's not very much snow. 18 minutes to do that last kilometer, which is faster than I was last week. Last week was slow because of the snow. But again, usually there's a lot less snow here because you get a lot of sun hitting here and we don't have as much snow. Very different type of geography as well, or is there vegetation? You get lots of pines. So you get kind of these big tall trees. You can see how big they are with the thick trunks. So usually there's not a lot of snow at the base of these trees, but this year there is. Still fogging up the glasses. We got a nice section here with some of the pines. So again, usually there's bare ground under here. The bottom of the trunk of the tree here, usually bare ground, but lots of snow this year. Whoa, stepped in one of those holes. Gotta watch the trail here because I gotta watch where I put my feet. You get a bit of a breeze here as we get to the lookout. All right, boot feels loose. So you get a nice view. You can see Loch Lomond over there. So here you can see a little bit of bare ground. This tree, usually this spot here, is usually, look and see, you got about a foot of snow here. Usually this is all bare. You're literally walking on bare ground here. I don't know what she's smelling. All right, so you get the $1 million view here. Again, usually because the sun hits this spot here, usually there's no snow. It's very bare, but not this year. So, Luna, come here. Makes me nervous when he goes to the edge. So you can see the view here. There's the highway. There's Highway 61. There's Loch Lomond ski hill, and then Mount Bald. Candy Mountain. Lena, come here. I'm sorry. I'm not good with heights. You know that, and I hate when people or things go near the edge. You can see Candy Mountain over there, and you can see some of the neighborhoods here around this area along the highway. So again, just an absolutely beautiful view. Usually it's obviously when the sun's out, you get a little bit different feel to it, but sometimes the cloudiness is good too, right? You don't get the shadows. Luna, stay here. All right, we're going to pause for one moment, and then we're going to make our way down. Oh yeah, we didn't check elevation check. You can see that 1525. So we've come up over 800 feet since we first checked in. Okay, so we're gonna leave Lost Mountain Lookout here. There is a trail that winds away around this side, and then I can't remember. I think it comes back around, and then I'll show you the trail when we go that way. I'll show you the trail that goes up to Mount McRae. So again, just a complete spider web of trails. So very few people have come this way. There were some snowmobilers last week, but nobody's been on here recently. You can see one set of footprints here. A couple weeks ago when I was here, somebody had come, and every once in a while you'll feel me step in it. There was somebody that came up here on a really warm day, and they sank in and they put all of these deep holes in the trail. And I remember that. So that would have been midweek. I think that was not last weekend. That was the weekend before, right before March break. And I remember walking. I had to walk on the side because if you stepped in one of those holes, they were so deep that you'd literally probably break an ankle. So it wasn't as bad last weekend. Maybe now with some foot traffic and some snowmobiles. I don't know what that is. Somebody take a leak? A dog? Or somebody barfing. So this is the snowmobile route. Obviously nobody's come up here since last weekend, but this is the way the snowmobiles come up. It's a little flatter. It's longer and there's less of an incline, so easier to negotiate with the snow machine. I think we're coming up towards the peak here because we keep climbing. I think up there is the peak, 1534. Yeah, see, here it's not as well packed. It's harder to walk. Ugh. Come on, Goofy. Once we hit this spot, then it's downhill from there. There's one little uphill part later on, but that's about it. Squirrel. Those silly squirrels, eh, Loon? Are we still climbing here? Yeah. 1576. So 1581. The altimeter on this isn't perfect, but gives you a rough idea. I'm gonna yank my phone out and see what my phone says, because we're almost sitting at 1,600 feet here. Okay, 600 feet, 1,600 feet. So that means that we're gone up almost 900 feet. What does my phone tell me? My phone says 1440, 1450 meters. And this says 1602, 1603. All right, so now we start going down. All right, Lenny, come on. So one set of footprints. Probably the guy that we passed on the trail before. It's kind of hit and miss here, eh? Talk like a Canadian, eh? Sometimes you get quite a bit of traffic sometimes, and other times it's like there's nobody on here. Hi. Come on, Missy. Come on. Glasses aren't fogging up as much now. Eventually we can put the toque back on. My head's cold. Whoa! I hit one of those holes. Ooh, that wind is not warm. See, this time of the year, it should be like, what's the temperature? Probably don't have a very good cell signal here. See, -5 feels like -7. It's supposed to be like 2, 3, 4 degrees. But I was mentioning earlier that a conversation I was having with my colleague, and then I was talking the same thing with my brother last week when I was in Toronto, that it feels as if the seasons have shifted. That when I was a kid, all right, so now we're going back, 40, 45 years. It felt like, when March break hit, the middle of March hit, like the snow, like the days were getting warmer, the snow was starting to melt, a lot of the snow had gone away. Like usually when you got into April, the snow was gone, all right? And it feels like now you're waiting until, at least around here, you're waiting until mid-April or the end of April for the snow to go away, right? And, like I was just even thinking about, railway hikes coming up. It was like the middle of May and the bugs were out, right? And you're just getting eaten alive. And now it's usually like the beginning of June when you start seeing the black flies coming out. And then conversely, it's the last number of years, it feels like falls have been way warmer, like summer is spilling into fall. And like last year, if you watch the hiking videos, the exploration videos, we were out the first weekend in October. We were out by Graham, and the one morning it was 20 Celsius at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? Like it was just melting hot at the beginning of October, right? And that's become more commonplace. Like I can remember being younger and like going out, on long weekend in October, and you'd get like snow, right? It wouldn't be warm, right? And we're having like these, double digit temperatures, right? So it feels like there's been a shift in the seasons. Hey, Missy. Come on. Yeah, see, when the snow's not packed like this, it's hard to walk. Your feet slip a lot. Come on. Well, we'll see how the weather goes. Probably a few more weekends, depending on things transpire, and going up the mountain will be done. I was thinking about the fact that usually by this point I've already brought my bike in to get it tuned up, but I haven't bothered yet because I'm not riding my bike anytime soon. So I would say probably about 3 more weekends. Next weekend's the first weekend in April. Yeah, I'll probably say, depending on how things unfold, because things can change really quick.
Average pace, 16 minutes, 38 seconds per kilometer. Split pace, 17.
Yeah, our pace is slow because we've had to stop and fiddle with things. Batteries and toques and glasses. So this is the trail that goes over to Mount McRae. And again, there's a whole spider web of trails. Generally, I've gone down that way may have gone there in the winter, but generally I've gone there before in the summer. Summer isn't good around here. Like, you have to wait for it to dry out here. It takes a while for it to dry out. And then the ticks are bad. Speaking of ticks, I gotta get Luna's medication. I gotta get her tick stuff soon. And as soon as the snow goes, we'll see how the ticks are. It was pretty, it was cold at times in the winter, this winter. Like, we had a solid couple of weeks there, mid to late January, where it was nasty. And that's why we didn't start, because it was either snowing or it was cold. We didn't start coming up here until the last weekend in January. That's when things finally started to like come around a bit. Like I said, between the snow and the cold temperatures, and you need a bit of a packed trail here, otherwise it's not easy to walk. Come on, Goofy, come on. See, it's harder to walk here when you get a packed trail. You just go. Your feet don't sink and slide. I'm coming. Doesn't see, recently it seems like there hasn't been as much snowmobile traffic. I don't know what the reason for that is. Like, I felt like back in like January, February, the trail was much more packed. So we're coming up to another fork here. I forgot to mention this one, but so when we got up to we did the last uphill part, the last vertical part, where we got to that big rock and we stopped climbing, and then we made our way to the lookout. There's a trail that comes from there that comes here. So this trail goes over there and it makes a T intersection, and you can either go down or you can go over to the lookout. So this is a walking trail. No, you don't really see any snowmobiles on there. So this is the continuation of the snowmobile trail. Check my crampons here. I broke one. I broke a link a few weeks ago. I came back from the thing and I was like, what the heck's going on with these things? And I'd broken, I don't know how do you break a metal link? And so I had to make a little repair. And well, they weren't like super expensive ones. I bought them off Amazon. They've worked okay. Maybe before next year I'll buy a new pair just so I have another one. I think what happens is all of there's link sections, and then there's sections where there's little bars, and the bars are kind of attached with like bent, they bend the bar and make like a little loop, and I think they kind of worked their way open a little bit, and so there's more play in the tautness of the, right? Because it feels like one of these ones is going clink, 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 and I'm not sure why it's clinking. Come on, Looney. So we're going to be coming up here momentarily to another little lookout, actually a couple of them, and you're going to be able to see lake, or actually a couple of lakes that are up here. One that's fairly large. You can kind of make it out through the trees here. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera. It's with the GoPro, you get a kind of a wide angle view. Yeah, something's clinking. It's clinking. Ooh, you get a little into the open here and you can feel that cool breeze. No sun today, so, or very little sun. Usually here it's just like, it's warm here. You get the sun beating on this southern slope. So there's another trail here. I don't know where this one goes because this is new. I don't remember this trail last year, so somebody did this over the summer, or I don't know when, but I don't know where it goes. So one day I'm gonna have to, at some point, I'm gonna have to see where that one goes off to. Not sure where. So, as I mentioned, there's a couple lookouts here, and you can look out over a couple of the lakes that are up here, up on the tops of the mountains. So, there's a smaller little lake in the foreground. That's Sawdust Lake. And then there's a bigger lake in the background, and that's Loch Lomond. Again, Scottish influence. So a lot of, oh geez, those holes, named after the early Scottish settlers in the area. There's the one down there, you can see a little bit better. The trees have kind of grown up here. And then just that way, it's off, it's not in the view. You can actually see it in the background. So basically you can see the one lake, you can see Loch Lomond, and then you can see on the other side of the mountains. I don't know how easy it is to see. Maybe we'll zoom in with my phone here. There's, so way back there in the background, way over here, that's Lake Superior. That's Lake Superior in the background. And then these mountains kind of continue that way a little ways. So now we start going downhill. Looney knows where the lookout is. This is bad here. I keep stepping in those ruts, those holes. What did you see? Oh, it's chilly here. Where are you going? Oh, squirrel, squirrel. It's gone. It went that way, you goof. All right, so you can see Loch Lomond there, and then way in the background is Lake Superior. All right, you can kind of see it over there. Maybe again, I'll give you the phone view here. Come on. So you can see Lake Superior back there, and that it's just over there as well. And it's got a little bit different color as you go further out because it's like it's open water out there. so closer into shore, so you can see further out. Again, I don't know how well you can see. There's a faint set of mountains in the background there, and right in front of that is all open water. All right, let's start heading our way down. What's our elevation? So 1442. So we've come down about over 150 feet. What's clicking on my watch here? Emails. Lena, come here. Come here. Hi there. Settle.
Hey.
Settle. It's just people. Yes, they're exciting. Yes, they're exciting. Settle. Go. Come on. Always gets so excited for people. It's people. It's people. Come on. I wonder if the battery is going to last us all the way to where we're going to stop recording. Usually the batteries take a bit of hit in the winter when it's colder. And we've done a lot of walking. And I already did one battery change. I thought it was awkward changing batteries when I did the when I do the bikes, the biking explorations. This is a lot harder. This head strap is annoying. The tightening screw is on the right side, and the problem is the battery door is on the right side. So I have to pull. I don't know why they put it on that side. I don't know if a newer version of the head strap has it on the other side, but I literally have to take the screw out to open the battery door to change the battery. So it's quite annoying. Yeah, without that sun, it's kind of chilly. The sun makes a big difference. We got a trail coming up here on the left, and then one on the right momentarily. So the one on the left is not particularly well used. You could can see a little bit of a rut in there, like some people had gone down there earlier in the winter. So that one goes down, I think it goes down, if I remember correctly, it goes down to Sawdust. And then there's a trail up here on the right, which is decently well used. So this is the trail. So if you remember, when we came up, Luna, what the hell did she see? Squirrel. Jeez, how did she see the squirrel from back there? So we came up, and then we had to veer off when we went up to the ridge, to the lookout. And there was a trail that kept coming this way. This is where that trail comes out. So you can keep coming on that trail. You can go up that way to the lookout. You can come up here and go this way up to the lookout. And then we're going to go this way because this is going to be the way that we're going to go down. We could go down that way, but we take a little bit different route on the way down. This is the last little up section that we have to do, and the rest is all down. Come on. Come on, Goofy, come on. Oh. 5 kilometers. We're slow, very slow. All right, come on. So yeah, nobody's been through here on the snow machine since last weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my toque on, my head's getting cold. Maybe we'll stop and check the battery. It's got to be getting to the end. So you can see this tree here in the middle of the trail. So a bunch of weekends ago we had some really strong winds and it snapped off. So this tree was connected there. It snapped off and it got hung up on this tree here. And up until recently, so probably a week or so ago, it was hanging about 10 feet in the air. So literally you're walking under it and the tree was just sort of dangling there. And I guess it finally, with some wind, came crashing down. So I'm sure at some point somebody will take a chainsaw to it. Poplars are notorious for being, they are a hardwood, but they are notorious for being very, very weak, very brittle wood. They snap very easily. I remember back 27 years ago, so we're going back a ways, 27 years ago, so 1999, there was a massive windstorm that hit this area more to the south. It was called the Boundary Waters Ontario Quebec Derico, or whatever the name is for it. So basically a derico is like a straight wind storm, so it's not rotating like a tornado, but the wind speeds are pretty darn high, and so it kind of blew through the boundary water, so the area along the Ontario-Minnesota border, and then kind of came up through here and through Ontario and into Quebec, and finally ended up in the New England area. But especially down close to the border, it blew down like millions of trees, right? And I remember I was actually out. It must have been like a Sunday or something like that. It was a weekend. I was out taking pictures and doing some photography. And I remember seeing the sky kind of starting to turn. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I better head home. And people reported, I remember people saying, like, because the sky was black and it was gray, and people actually started seeing like the sky was turning green. And the windstorm hit. And I remember going back into that area the next weekend, and there were spots where you would see the poplars, and it looked like somebody had taken taken a saw and chopped them off all about 15 or 20 feet above the ground. Like they just literally been sheared off. And there were trees down everywhere. Like, you know, people were at their camps and things like that, and people took days to get out. They had to cut their way out with chainsaws, right? Because there were so many trees down. And it was a disaster. And so the poplars were hit particularly hard because, like I said, they have a tendency to snap very, very easily. I'm gonna have to put my toque on. I'm getting cold here. So we're coming up to another intersection here. So again, this is sort of the main snowmobile route. And so you can, I don't know what Scoville Lookout is. I think that's the one over there that I'll mention in a second, but the Lost Falls Lookout, the ones we were just at. So there's a trail that goes this way, and this is the one I would maybe like to do next winter. It goes all the way that way. So we would basically come up either this way or come up the other way, and then we would go up that way, and it takes us right up to Loch Lomond. I haven't been up that way in quite a number of years. I used to periodically take the boys that way too, for just sort of to do something a little differently. Okay, let's pause for a second here. Let's check the battery, and I'm gonna put my toque on. Okay, let's get going here. So toque is back on, so my head is much warmer. Oh, they hit one of those big holes. All right. All right, another intersection here. So this is a branch that comes up this way, and I'll show you there's another branch that goes that way, and that branch eventually splits, and there's a piece that keeps going that way towards the ski hill. There's a piece that goes down to Sawdust, and then there's a piece that comes up here. So this kind of loops in with the other part of the trail. So again, spider web of trails up here. And then he's starting to get ice building up between her pads on her paws. It drives her nuts. That's why it's nice when you still get that fresh snow. When it really starts to form that hard crust, then it's all fine. You can see somebody's come through here with a snowmobile, which makes life a little easier to walk. Come on. Let's go. So we're coming up to a big downhill here. Yeah, the sun's it's a little brighter before. Maybe that dusting of snow we're supposed to get is coming. Okay, so we're at the top of this very big downhill here. We'll check our elevation. So this says 1370, thereabouts, 1372. So this is a pretty big downhill here, and eventually we're going to meet up where we did one of the big uphill sections. What I used to do with the kids when I was here, this is one of the fun parts for the kids. So I used to have the sled, the toboggan, A dog was with us. We used to have a different dog. We saw our first dog, Loki, was with us. And what I would do is I would use the dog leash. So I'd take the rope from the sled and I'd hook the dog leash onto it. And that way I could go behind the rope would be long enough that when I hooked the dog leash onto it, I could still hold on to the rope, and then I would literally run behind the toboggan as they went down the hill. And it was crazy because like literally they're flying down the hill and I'm running down behind them. It was a little bit of insanity. I had to do that because I couldn't just let them go down this hill because they would crash and kill themselves, right? So maybe what we'll do, we're gonna try, I don't want to break an ankle. We're gonna try to go down here at a clip to try to recreate what we would have done in the past. So let's give her a go. Okay, so what are we at here now? It says 1362. We'll see what we get to at the bottom. All right, let's go. Yeah, there's flakies coming down now. Maybe the snow is gonna start. Like I used to go faster than this. Like I said, there's ruts in the trail and I don't want to step in one of those ruts and literally break my ankle. Plus it's been 18 years or almost. A little bit easier 18 years ago. Hear my batteries rattling around inside my backpack. Watch out, Lenny. Okay. Well, that was what? 100 and we were at 1360. And now the GPS is saying 12, less than 12. So we came down 160 feet down that hill. All right, so this is the other intersection I was telling you about. So again, this one veers up this way, this goes this way, and it comes to a kind of a three-way, well, not quite a three-way junction, but pretty close. This trail, we can keep following it that way to the west. It curves that way and goes towards Loch Lomond ski hill. I've never followed it all the way because it's pretty darn long and there's no way I could walk it. And then there's a piece that comes back into this trail, and there's a piece that kind of goes down the middle, and it goes into Sawdust Lake. All right. Oh, glasses are fogging up again. All right. Usually, so this spot, usually the rocks are sticking out, and like you could see bare ground. Lots of snow this year. I'm gonna give the lens of the camera a wipe because there's some little flakies coming down. I can find the lens of the camera. Put my headband in the same pocket with my bag for my glasses. My headband's all wet. So my bag for my sunglasses are all wet too. The glasses that I wear, similar to the ones when I do the railway hikes, they're photochromatic, so they adjust to the light conditions, so they get darker or lighter. I like to have something over top of my eyes. I think I've mentioned before on some of these things that you get poked in the eye when you're walking through the bush. It's not nice, but particularly when you're wearing contacts, because it had happened to me one time. I was up at Silver Mountain back in the 1990s, and I got poked in the eye and it knocked my contact lens out. Thank God I caught it in my hand, but then you're in the bush, your hands are all dirty. How the hell do you put your contact lens back in? And it's not like, you know, some people have a you know, a light prescription, that it doesn't really affect them that much. But first of all, if you have one contact in and one not, like you totally screws up your vision. You lose all your depth perception. But my vision isn't particularly awesome, so I don't see much without my glasses. Lots of blurriness. Yeah, there's definitely flakes coming down now. So that snow is coming. All right, so we're back on the main trail here. There's the creek. So there's the creek coming down there, and it kind of runs into here a bit and then veers over there. And then you get some runoff into here. And then there's the creek that comes down here. So this is the trail that we did our first big uphill. So we did that one big uphill, and then we veered over on the next uphill to go up to the lookout. There's the lookout up there. Yeah, there's flakes coming down. She's a coming. Let's be a dad and look at the radar. I used to laugh all the time when I was younger. Like when my wife and I were dating and things like that, I'd go over to her parents' house, and the TV would be on, and there'd be one of two things on. They'd either be watching the Weather Channel, the Weather Network, or they'd be watching the Italian channel. Yeah, there's kind of little blobbies on the radar all around us, so we'll get a little sprinkle. There's that spot again where the water starts to appear as the snow starts to melt. So we came up from the left. That's sort of the main trail. We're gonna go back down the right, and so over here is where we picked up the other trail that comes off of Coppin Road. 6 kilometers, right? And the snowmobiles come down here sometimes, but
18 minutes, 34 seconds per kilometer.
Here you can see they haven't gone through here in a bit. You want to go, Lud? Go. Come on. Oi! You get those ruts. Yeah, so you can see there's a big hole there, and there's a big hole here. Glasses are fogging up a bit now again. So that's where we were. That's a lookout up there. So again, Lost Mountain Falls, because there's a waterfall that comes down there. Obviously there's nothing really coming down there now. In the springtime, I guess, when you get runoff. There's another one of the big ruts and big holes. People will ice climb up here. There's a trail just up here that takes you to the bottom of the mountain where the falls comes down. So here's the trail that goes So you can see it's well packed. People have been going there. So yeah, there's the lookout where we're at. So this goes right to the bottom, and like I said, people will go up and down. Not high. Don't like heights on a good day. And then this was another, with the kids, this is another one that we would kind of run down a bit. I don't want to run because there's those ruts. And then I step in one of those, I'm turning an ankle or I'm breaking an ankle. And railway hiking season's coming up. I don't need to be, I've been waiting for it since the fall. I don't need to be out of commission. All right, where are we at, Papa Smurf? 900, and according to this, 980 feet. So we've come down 1,600, we've come down 700 feet. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this off because literally we are back on this trail that we've already walked on, and we just have this short little section. We're going to come down, and then basically we're at the base of the mountain. We walk around the mountain for a bit, and then we're back out on the road. So we'll turn back on once we get to my house, and then we'll have a look at the final tally. I already know it's 8 kilometers. I already know it's an 8-kilometer loop, but we'll see all the data. All right, so we've made it back home. 8.1 kilometers, a little bit longer time than usual. 2 hours 10 minutes. Usually we do it under that time. Let's see what the GPS says here in terms of our distance. This says 8.22. Again, around the same elevation that we left off that. All right, so that brings us to the end of our adventure.